Hi, hello, and welcome to Soul Purpose Saturday. Brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene, priesthood of Love. I'll be your oracle today. Now it's sent to deliberate the findings over the weekly sermon. It's really a bi-weekly sermon, and it might be off schedule. I don't know. I got the energy to do it. We're going to do it. Okay. So 10 of Wands. So that is Saturn. 10 of Wands could talk about digging a hole for oneself. Be careful that the hole you're digging does not become a grave. Now, Hellfire is the actual 5 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is when that Hellfire either puts you in hell. Okay. Does that make sense? So 5 of Wands could just be a karmic experience or karmic event. The 10 of Wands is like, now you're living in hell. So with this 8 of Wands, it's talking to me, I'm already getting magic. I'm just getting magic. Somebody has a whole body of energy they've been sending away, and it's because of love, or we have some kind of connection. And now another thing is here that something can be moving about a new or recent or some type of completion that's in the near future, but the completion could be in the near future, in the recent past, or that's just wrapping itself up. And it would be from somebody that we're in a bond with. Now, also, this can talk about magic being put on a love connection. It could also talk about something is moving slowly here. There's something that took a time to mature. And I think what took a time to mature was an awareness of a situation that was going on where there was third-party interference in the relationship, and it wasn't even like cheating. It was more of like magical, spiritual. And so we might not even think that the relationship is even viable because we've had to leave it. 10 of Pentacles. But you see, we're about to discover that it's been there all along. It's just been in the background. This has always been ours. Queen of Pentacles. A Lover's card with the 2 of Cups. Lover's card, 2 of Cups. Definitely love. See, like I said, we're feeling guarded right now. This is the person who's no longer in love, or they're in love, but they're feeling guarded because they've been hurt too much. This is the person who, so the Queens need or feel. Okay, so this is a person who's needing either standards and boundaries because of some type of clarity that is needed, truth. They could be needing clarity, but typically they're needing protection because they're guarded. That's the Queen of Swords. So we had another message here. It seems to have the King of Wands. I don't know where the King of Wands goes. Yeah, there is someone hidden. We may know them, who's sending some aggressive energy our way. This is a person ready for a fight. They're the hardest fighter in the deck. Maybe not the most powerful fighter, but the hardest fighter. Other people will retreat and go into logic, will retreat and go into stillness, will retreat. This one will retreat and go into their ego, which means they don't leave. They just double down, and it's the easiest to get to narcissist energy. When it's the moon and the sun here, there's somebody hidden that truths are going to come out about. With the Tower, I was feeling that they have hidden ego, hidden rage. So there's a person secretly jealous, but that's secretly hating on us, and they're about to be exposed. They're going to expose themselves. They don't actually even know how they're going to expose themselves. This is happening to me a lot. A lot of people that have been doing things to me for years, they're suddenly telling on themselves. They're not even knowing that they're telling on them. And the goddess so have me ask them a question that I totally think is appropriate. And the very next day, I realized I didn't need the answer to that question, but whatever they responded, whether it was the answer to that question or not, told me everything I needed to know about the relationship. It's happened like maybe half a dozen times in the last 6 weeks, a handful of times in the last month alone. It's happening. I've even seen in a couple movies, there's it happens to righteous children. So like chosen children, there's this thing when they get gang stalked or like a group is like this happened to me before. Like people file false police complaints or like, you know, you walk into traps to set up, to stick up, that kind of deal. The universe has just been going around judging people, spanking people, and you'll notice that you're just getting protected without even trying. Because that's the thing, if you stay wrapped up, covered in the love of God, if you take refuge in sanctuary in the Holy Spirit, that's where this protection is coming from. And so when the Tower and the Moon come out together, it can talk about post-traumatic stress, because so this other person who's doing this evil machinations, orchestrations, and it could be a group of people, because I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles a lot, which talks about a small little group. The other side is worried, they're anxious, they're up at night because they know whatever they did is going to be revealed and there's nothing they could do. We have the Moon, the Lovers, the Tower, and the High Priestess. We have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. Also have the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, Regi. Re di Bastioni. That's for me. Because to me, I just say, you know, re, and that's done. I don't even need to finish the rest. It just intuitively comes. This English, sometimes it literally puts you in a prison. I just heard recently that English was designed to break the DNA and make it weak. I know the facts behind it, but I'm just going to plant that seed and move on. So in terms of a Soul Purpose Saturday, something's finally over. We have this discernment. A transformation has happened. And we're having this blinding flash of the obvious, but we're needing to be unique. We don't fit into the boxes that other people thought we would fit into. So it's a double-edged sword because, first of all, the things that should work aren't working. The normal getting hit on, the relationships, the communication, the talking, it's too many drop balls, missed connections, false starts. It's not even about love. It's about intimacy, union, connecting with other people. It's too easy to misunderstand. It's too easy to have a conflict. That's been the past. And part of what was fueling this is that we were too unique. We didn't fit into the box. So people would do one of two things. They would show up thinking that whatever evil they were trying to do wasn't working, or they would show up thinking that there was something wrong with us because whatever they were trying to do benevolent, like take us on a date or whatever, it wasn't working. I'm sorry, if I don't fall into your little flirty con and there's something wrong with me, I'm really happy that you're upset with me and I'm going to deal with you again, definitely on a date, because fuck you. I'm just saying it like that. I need to stop cursing again. Somebody asked to use my videos for a YouTube tarot portfolio, and I don't want curse words in there. I also have a bank with a client of mine. I don't want to be cursing. I mean, I teach them lunar training modules for their new hires. I have a program where I teach you how to develop your employees through their moon sign and their IC, the bottom of their chart. Talk about that another time. So this experience is going to bring some messages, bring some information, but you see, before all that was coming up to the surface was the fears, the doubts, the worries. We were projecting our darkness, our shadow onto the environment. Like we were literally seeing our fears come out of our psyche into like right in front of us. That happens to me sometimes when Saturn's in a very specific place in the sky, or it's aspecting very specifically. I'll hear whispers of doubts and fears I think people are trying to plant. And me, I've made the rule, if it's not a flow, it's not a go. So if this person, if it's not back and forth, if it's not, does that make sense? So like, if for whatever reason the relationship breaks, it's fine, because what's for you will not pass you by. And so that's the thing as well, because I have abusers come towards me and they're like, well, you're this or you're that or whatever. And what they're really saying is that my tactics don't work on you. There's something wrong with you. My ammunition doesn't work on you. My weapons don't work on you. There's something wrong with you. For instance, somebody was trying to manipulate me. We were dating for like a couple of weeks, and then he starts trying to make out with another friend of mine. And I'm in an open polyamorous life. I practice polyamory and polygamy. Be scared, unsubscribe if you need to. It's the truth. I'm acting. So, you know, homeboy is like making out with me, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna smoke my joint here. And then so like he gets bored and goes over to make out with my ex, who is now my friend. And it's like, okay, that's fine or whatever, but what are you doing? I'm confused, because it seems like you're trying to get a rise out of me. It seems like you're trying to have me have some emotional reaction. And so that's the thing that I'm trying to say. I had to explain, because this video is gonna be taken off in about 45 days. A lot of them are, for whatever reason. It's not gone, you just have to go to the playlists. It won't be in the channel uploads. You have to read through each playlist. And at the top will be the recent video, so it doesn't matter. So if you wanna look at the Soul Purpose Saturday 6 weeks from now, it won't be published. They'll be unlisted, and you could just go to the YouTube channel page and you can look up Soul Purpose Saturday, and the recent ones will be at the top. Even though they're no longer listed publicly, they're still available. It's the same thing with all the other content. You just have to know the name of the list that it's in, and we'll be good to go. So a crow is a person, place, or thing that can see into multiple places at once. So they can look in this direction and see the fifth dimension. They can look in that direction and see the sixth dimension. They can look up and see all the souls departing. They can look down and see all the souls coming into the earth. But they have extra dimensional, hyperdimensional, multidimensional sensory and sensibilities. And so when the crow comes out, it definitely talks about watch your thinking, watch what you're manifesting, because the universe is conspiring to help you. So if you're telling the universe, oh, don't get in a car accident, 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 because you're worried about your car on the way home, what is the universe hearing? Accident, 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 right? Instead of like, you know, driving home saying, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely. Then what is the universe hearing? Safety, home, safe, home, safe. So that's what the crow's lesson is, because we were mistaken. What an abuser that guy was, an emotional idiot, he would say. I'm sorry that I'm perfectly content and that I have autonomy and self-franchise and self-control, and that I'm just not balking at your every word. If you're trying to get some emotional tactic to like control me right now, it's not gonna work. It's not what I had. And this is like 6 years ago, by the way. 2015. That man that I'm talking about ended up holding a knife to my face, throat. Yeah. Another priestess sister had to sit on him. That was some drama. Yes, it was a mess, honey. Yeah, and you know, there I was, all empath. Oh, let me love you. I know you got some darkness, but I see the real you. Come and live with me. Let me take care of you. I'll pay all your bills. Do everything but wipe your ass. He was a demon. Okay, a demon. But that's the thing. If they are a demon, they're not going to see you. They're going to see anything other than the real you. So they're going to be coming at you saying, you're this, you're that. But what they're really saying is, why doesn't all my shit work on you? Why won't you let me beat you? Why won't you let me break you? Why won't you let me kill you? Get the fuck down and stay down. What are you doing getting back up? Who do you think you are to have self-worth and value? What's wrong with you? Having autonomy and control over yourself. What are you smoking? Who gave you that idea? To have self-respect. How disgusting. It's really what they're saying. It's really what they're saying, truly. It's true. So the situation that they are going to come to discover is that we're unstoppable. 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 Because number one, we're spirit guided. Number two, we're massive. Look at us. We're a beast. And we have our wounds already. So we already have our wisdom. And nothing that we've ever gone through has killed us. Basically, we've survived everything. So we're a survivor, right? And to a person who's emotionally present, genuinely, authentically, and sincerely present, they're going to go according to their frequency energy vibration. They're going to flow. If it's not a flow, it's not a go. So they're just going to go in the direction of where they're being called to. And a true, authentic, genuine, sincere empath is always called towards love. So I remember with this toxic malignant person, I was trying to go towards love and they were trying to get the knife and try to like wound me. Boom, 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 right out. All this ammunition they'd been collecting for months just came right out at the moment that they thought they had me. And it was like, whoa, that's what you thought this was. That's what you thought I was. You must not know about me, no, about Abosi. I was like, dude, out. Dude. See, I couldn't do the out because I was like, I don't know what to say to you right now because none of it is going to be pleasant. And that's when the priestess sister is sitting on him. He's there on the ground and I'm standing, my back is still against the wall. Like, I don't want to tap into my anger because that's not going to go away right away. Clearly my love is not working and I can tap into my logic, but if you argue with me, it's going to become anger. So just leave. It's the same thing. People are being carted off. They've been carted off. You didn't know it because they got carted off when there was a conflict. The universe allowed a conflict and allowed both parties to walk because what's for you will not pass you by. If a person is allowed to leave your life, that means you're worth it and done. As long as you honor, accept, become awake, become aware of any pain you might have caused them, intentional or otherwise, any harm you might have caused them, intentional or otherwise, and make amends or make a decision to have what's called a living amends, meaning the way you say you're sorry is by improving your life intentionally every day. That's called a living amends. If you were an abuser, you need to now live a life where you go and heal other people who are abused. If you were a thief, you need to go and volunteer at homeless shelters. If you, whatever, then you need to go do whatever. That's called a living amends, okay? So that's the situation here is like, we need to do a living amends towards ourselves because a soulmate connection is designed to bring you to your soul's power, your true self-authentic nature, which is your self-worth and value. You know how strong you are, your self-worth and value, when you have to be strong and protected. Whenever you have to hold onto your boundaries and stand in your truth, that is a test on a spiritual level. Meaning it's time to step up to the next level. Are you ready for it? Are you prepared? Can you receive? Normally the answer is not, because we become obsessive about whatever issue just happened, instead of becoming obsessive about whatever solution there might be or moving on to the next step. We get really caught up in what we want people to think about us or what we want people to feel about us, and we don't realize that we're just environmental stimuli. We're just behaving in the person's environment, and they can respond to our behavior however they want. You can say the same sentence to two different people. Two people said differently can witness the same event, and they'll walk away with two completely different experiences. It's all in the eye of the beholder. Why is it all in the eye of the beholder? Because that's where the self-growth comes from. The person's going to ascend, there's several things they need to go through themselves. The biggest, most important thing you need to go through by yourself is self-worth and value. If you don't have a time in your life where you're like, this sucks, it doesn't feel good, and I can't deal with it, whatever I have to do to get out of the situation, to be free and at peace. If you don't live your life from that place, ascension is always going to be slowed down. Always. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Backstabbers. I'm hearing that. Ooh, that song gives me such goosebumps. Ooh, they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Yeah, so the person is sitting there seeding little things to get you to be pliable and controllable. They only care about your feelings when they can get something from you or when it gives them ammunition for later. But also these people are collect these. Ooh, I'm getting so much. We got to keep doing this divination. Okay. Hey, mama, I got a question for you. My dear queen. Adi Shakti. Mahakali Ashtalakshmi. Tell us about this treacherous ass fools. Yeah. Three. Taro. Chariot. The Chariot, Page of Wands, Three of Wands. We're going to look at this treachery, but right now, since they fell face up, it's going to be us. Il Carro talks about having triumph, moving forward, coming out with the Princess of Wands. This is a person who's wanting to get out and have exchanges that are passionate, whether it's invitations to war, invitations to bed, invitations to play, doesn't matter. They have something that they're feeling already inside and it's starting to come through. So they've manifested to the universe just by thinking. Remember I was saying, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely, get home safely. The universe just picks up your thoughts and starts manifesting it. That's this energy. Now you could be physically working on it, but it's a conjure card. So literally it has to deal with thought vibration all the same. Something to defend a position to hold. A coveted one because it's going to be a journey of being cherished and having unconditional love. It will take some time to grow. It does need to what's called germinate. It needs to gain some movement. And there's that movement. Knight of Wands can talk about a returner, can talk about somebody coming back. Somebody might be trying to come through and have sex. Somebody might be trying to come through and see if there's anything left here, because they realize that we've suddenly become exalted esteem. We are now fancy. They want us. When before to them, they overlooked us. They didn't see our value and worth. And so that's the situation, because that's the karma. They dug a hole for themselves and they're going to want our help getting out of it. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has her back to that karma. She's looking at the Empress being like, higher self, what is this fool doing? Why is he thinking like that? Why are you smoking like that? This legacy doesn't always need to be with another person. It could be the legacy of your bloodline, the legacy of your birth, the legacy of your issue. Whatever it is, it took a long time to get here. And we could be loving, but we're going to be also uninterested and unbothered, because there's a lot of things that just aren't viable for us. We're not going to be interested in anything that's being offered. Nothing that's being offered is going to be interesting to us. With the Judge, this card, Il Justicia. Il Justicia means that things come into alignment. If anything was unfair, unjust, this is our karmic justice. The denial is justice to them, because they're going to get denied. I don't know. I mean, I'm catching two things. Somebody's going to get denied and go crazy. Somebody's going to get denied, go away, come back. And we're feeling guarded, but the energy is going to be coming towards us, and we will have to have faith in creation. And there's some type of discernment needed, because over the last month or so, we've been trying to break free. There have been ulterior motives, hidden enemies. There's been some disappointments, maybe a breakup, somebody left us behind. What it is that our reality got stripped, the wool got pulled out from over our eyes, and now we're sad. So we need to surrender, sacrifice these things from a different perspective, because we're having an expansion of the heart. Our heart is opening. And it's because we're healing and redemption. Salvation is here, but it's only for those who confront the past. And it's not the past itself, but the mechanisms and behaviors, regurgitated behaviors from the past. You know, if somebody's blowing up my phone, I just turn the phone off. I don't answer the call and be like, why are you calling me, and get all pop up. I'm not Jerry Springer. If I turn Jerry Springer, it's because I have homicidal tendencies, which I put away a long time ago. Yes, because I don't wear boxers. I'm not going to prison. I wear jock straps or bikini briefs. I do not do boxers. Okay, so I don't know where that thread of thought came through. That was just really funny. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is talking about things can become very toxic quickly because all of these minor arcanas are all clarifying the Devil card right now. So when the Nine of Pentacles comes next to the Devil card, unless you have land, unless you have property, this is somebody who they're growing in worth, they're growing in value, they're being chosen more and more and more, but it's at somebody else's expense. They might have stolen either credit or the actual money. And this is on our side, so something got stolen from us. I think the fact that we have love also means that we have luck and abundance, and there's an energy, entity, frequency, energy, vibration stealing it from us, and it happens to be attached to somebody close to us who's jealous. And they're going to be asking us a lot, how you do this, how you do that, why did things take off so fast for you? You know, how did you get things off the ground so fast? I do my work, I plant my seeds, and I'm blessed by God. I'm in alignment with God. I'm working through God, for God, and I'm all about God. What you got? Because this evil machination orchestration happened about a week ago, and we need to detox from it. So the evil orchestration machination, we had to sense some evil from a previous time so that we could understand what to do now to resolve and recover from it. Whatever evil happened was a little bit about a month ago, where the recollection happened, like, oh, this person's evil. There's no helping them. They may very well be a narcissist, and I have to accept that they'll never change in order for me to make the changes I need to make. Five of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold. It can also talk about a harsh change, because this whole line here is us. So I'm talking about energy, but it's our energy. So Five of Pentacles, right after the Eight of Pentacles, talks about a pivot, a change. And it's not a topsy-turvy or whatever. It's literally saying like, okay, I'm going to ask my roommate to move out, and I'm going to start interviewing for a new roommate. Or, you know, I'm going to ask my business partner to buy me out of the business, or I'm going to buy my business partner out of the business, and I'm going to look for a different investor with these skills. So that's what this five and eight are. It's like the five is a pivot or change or loss or ideology. It's also sickness, illness, and it can be the precursor to a dead body. Just saying. Four of Pentacles. So yeah, we're not losing any foundation other than what we want to lose. And we're manifesting this with the Magician Il Vegetto. We're manifesting this Cinque de Spade. What is that for? It says it right there on the card. Duh. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. With this Magician, it's standards and boundaries, because we're holding on to things. There's things we're willing to deal with, the things that we're not. We need to keep certain people away from us. We can't deal with certain things again, do certain things again. And we're just going to be point blank say it. We're not going to care if we shit all over the person. If the feelings are hurt too bad, I do not care. I told you what I needed, and you decided to have a connection and to cry. Great. I guess we're not on the same page. You can go be you over there in the next room, and then I'm going to be over here, not caring about you and your tears. It's not about the tears. It's not to be incompassionate to the tears. It's when a person speaks up, shares who they are, says, I don't want to be objectified. I'm a real human. I need to have a connection, intimacy, and a bond with you. Otherwise, you don't need me here. You can have some sex robot or prostitute. That's really what is being said. And again, it's harsh truth. But when these two cards come out, this is Venus in Aquarius. This is Venus in any air sign. Duo Damno. So it's delayed news, it's harsh news, and it's news communicated about boundaries. Because somebody wants something here, and what they want is more. But you see, they're not going to get more because they're already done, because they've already gotten left behind. And they may come back for clarity, but they're not going to come back to stay. And now they will come back wanting to stay, but they're not, because something doesn't sit right. We're still in the dark about something. See, if they came back and we were elated and joyful, that'd be different than anguish and anxiety. And this is something that's going to take place for another week or so. And then all the information that's in the dark is going to start coming to the surface, because there's a soul family. We might also have a lot of different suitors, but this is about being well received by the community. So everywhere we go, we may be loved. And there is a Two of Cups here. Is there? Yeah, so the Two of Cups is here, the Ten of Cups is here, the Queen and the King of Cups is here. So this is also about love. There's been a third party. We received the love that we want. 2 9s in a reading means y'all need to stay away from each other for a little bit. 2 9s in a reading means y'all need to spend some time apart. With an 8, especially 8 of Wands, it means y'all have been apart. Now you're coming back together. Things are hidden below the surface, in the background. Something needs to manifest here. It's been percolating in the background. It does finally come through. With this 10, it was a difficult, protracted manifestation cycle, but the heart opens. That's what I'm seeing. That's the vision that I'm having. So this other person who needs to learn to respect us or stop trying to get narcissistic supply and ammunition for later. The Tower is about inciting incidents, illuminations, flashes of awakening. With the High Priestess, again, that's rage. With the Ace of Pentacles, that's the message from the other party. And wow. So there's somebody out there speaking spell work over our life. And it worked in the beginning, if the beginning was like 5-7 years ago, but it hasn't been working for a good 5-7 months. And now it's about to implode on them. And they were warned already to stop trying because they were going to die. They were warned already to stop trying because they were going to have karma. And guess what? They kept trying, which means you're demonic. Because if the spirit tells you to stop trying, if the divination tells you to stop trying, and you keep going as an initiated practitioner, it means there's something wrong with your practice, and I wouldn't be going to you for further counsel. So this person, nothing that they're doing is working, and it's a breakdown. These are the only 3 cards that came out on their side. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks, at least 40 cards to explain our situation, 3 cards to explain their situation. They are rageful. They are literally hiding their rage. They are hiding their rage, and it's been maturing. That rage has been ripening on the vine. So what's going to happen is the creator's going to come down and pluck it and lob it at them like a fucking rotten tomato. Excuse my language. But see, and they keep feeding it. They keep creating it. So this little creation that they're making, they think they're doing it with spell work to harm us. No. What they're doing is charging up the battery that's going to fuel the electric chair when they come for judgment. I'm dramatizing an idea. They're not going to go to the electric chair, but whatever, they're fueling something that's going to work against them later. They're basically adding fire to the flames. Okay, because they're overly aggressive. Okay, they're hot to try. With the 8 of Wands, they're sending a lot of energy. They're trying to switch things around. They're trying to take a little bit or give, and they need you to give them permission to take certain things from you. So that's also another reason why not to engage. 3 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, somebody's trying to get you to work with them. 2 of Pentacles, they're really trying hard to get you to completely do a 180, have a different perspective. So, oh, you're all about me? Great. Don't like me at all anymore. Oh, you don't like me at all anymore, even though we used to be friendly? Wonderful. Let me do this spell work to make you madly in love with me. That's what this energy is. The 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. It's saying like this person wants to receive something. So they're going to work on it, probably with a ritual that can also be an altar, and they're trying to pivot, take something from you and give you what they have. Oftentimes bad karma is what they have. And then, yeah, this is what they're trying to manifest. This is literally, that's their vision of manifestation. And they're already on this journey, but it backfires. 10 of Swords, it actually kills them and ends the whole cycle. Killing is much more than a DB. So now they've been judged as treacherous, and they will face judgment, period. Now, they were guided into this according to God let them fool themselves. And they're going to come rushing in to see some kind of opportunity because they think that we're foolish or gullible or innocent. And yes, but we also have a backbone, and we also are highly spiritually gifted. So it doesn't matter how innocent, naive, and impure, and innocent, and it doesn't matter how innocent and naive you are. If you are in alignment with your authentic self, if you're really working towards authenticity, genuineness, sincerity, earnestness, you're not on the bad side of the camp. This person is like evil, evil, evil. And they've been trying to do different things to get us down. I don't know what those things are. Trying to do different things. They've been trying everything and nothing's working. That means your magic is weak, whack. Okay. Okay, so we have a backbone. This is the Soul Purpose Saturday, and it scares people. But you see, we're not angry. We're not popping up at the mouth. We're not cursing. Anything other than stating a standard and a boundary, and it confuses people, if not terrifies people, with them reeling from an emotional experience, thinking like, "Oh, this person doesn't like me." Homie mofo, I did not say I don't like you. I said I don't tolerate that kind of behavior. So when a person hears the truth and they think something else, it means that they have more maturation to do. Because a real mature person would be like, help me understand, help me feel better about that. I'm gonna have to reflect on that for a little bit. That's a little weird to me. Could you help me figure that out? Or could you give me a couple of days to mull this over? Not the abuse and the re-upping for more supply and the grandiose and the infallibility. One small sharing of a boundary and it suddenly feels like, you're in the car with a monster or you enraged the beast, and it's just not. So whatever is going to go down, we're going to know for sure. We're going to know for sure. So if this person is evil, is ugly, is toxic, is malignant, we're going to know for sure. I'm looking at this reading staring at a narcissist. Oftentimes, this is the narcissist dynamic. Well, we're over here trying to give, earnest. And they're more cunning, backwards, and deceptive than us. King versus page, much more masterful. And it's not that they lack emotions or lack empathy, it's that their empathy is so high up on the scale that they use it against people to their advantage. So we're earnestly trying to offer something, and they're just going to take and take and take and take. But you see, the funny thing is we present like this, but what's really the truth is we're actually this. We present like this, but we're really this. So that's the thing. This is the sermon. What God's doing right now is letting the enemy think that they're winning so that they can dig a deeper hole for themselves, because they were warned several times to quit messing with God's child, us. They were warned several times to stop messing with us, God's children, and they continue to do it. So the karma that they got coming them, it's going to be all types of things: losing their power, losing their crowns, losing their spiritual gifts. I had a deity come and tell me to quit worrying about what this one person was doing, because one day they would tell the truth in our community and people would go outside. They would say, "Oh, the sky is blue." And people would go outside just to confirm that this woman was telling the truth. And the goddess told me, step back. Don't go anywhere near them. You don't want to touch any of their karma, because what's coming for them, you don't want any of that to touch you. Okay, so here's this narcissist part, empath narcissist. I spent 6 years trying to fix my relationship with this woman. And from the jump, we met in August, and by November, she was abusive. But you see, I was just healing from a previous abuser, a family member, and I was going through a divorce. So I was needing some healing. So that I trauma bonded with her. And a lot of these messages lately that you're receiving, a lot of this new me that you see, is just having to go through the inventory and plumb the depths of my soul to figure out what was working, what wasn't working, what made sense, what didn't make sense, what felt good, what didn't feel good, what to do, what not to do, what the plan was, what the plan wasn't. Once I went through all those things, I discovered it's not me. And of course, there's always more improvements you can make. The truth is like, okay, this is a world where the spirituality and God and truth is hidden. Everybody's out there on a self-destructive path. And the ones who aren't, they're reeling from their emotional experiences because they're looking for connection, authenticity, but it's nowhere to be found. During the dark ages, God is barely perceivable. When during a golden age, everything comes from God. So if the enemy is being led to believe that what they have is working, what's going on our side? Well, first of all, we're coming to recognitions of who this person really, truly, genuinely is. It's even worse than that, y'all. You ready? Some of us are dealing with backstabbers, Judases, false friends, ops. Whether they're an agent of the devil or just from another camp. Life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of your life you thought is dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death to life, so too will you rise again. Okay, y'all, Mama's the white horse, as you can see. Mama's the white horse, as you can see. But also, I'm the phoenix, Ablo, Aditi. She comes on the white horse or the phoenix. So when you see a white horse or a phoenix, think of me because there's only a handful of other deities that come on either the horse or the phoenix. Okay. But my mama is a phoenix as well. So I'm from a phoenix family. That's another thing. Some little evil narcissist thinking that they're going to kill a phoenix. The only way you can kill a phoenix is if you make them lay down and die themselves. If they have an ounce of get up and get some left in them, they will rise from those ashes. Did I just talk about my mama? Did I just talk about my spirit? Didn't I just tell you about my name? Ooh. Initiation. And then healing the dark masculine, healing the divine masculine. Smile in your face all the time. Don't want to take your place. Backstabbers, backstabbers. Ooh. Yeah, so a person's going to rush back in because we were in a loving situation with them, but for whatever reason, it was a false start, and they're going to get rejected. For the most part, I'm reading for a lot of people. For several people here, so okay, we have it. Let's see it. Ooh, ooh. We say something along the lines of, you didn't notice my worth and value before, why now? See, me, I'm that person. If you leave me during a conflict and then you come back months later, years later, when things are better and you want to stand by my side, it won't actually work. If you leave me when I'm struggling, I'll never trust you again when I'm succeeding. I am an extremely loyal person. So like when a person is disloyal, it kills whatever I feel. You're fine. You can come back. I'm not going to be able to accept you in my arms lovingly like I did before. I won't need to say anything to you. The fucks I once allocated, I will never allocate again. They were destroyed by you. I gave those fucks to you and you killed those fucks, so I don't have any more. I didn't used to be like that. I'm always loving. I forgive about a half a dozen times, and the goddess is very happy. Whatever little demeanor that I've developed, the goddess is very happy. Now I could be a little more loving to people. I'm tired, so I'm not. So that's the situation there, because we will run up to the devil, we will run up to the demon, we will run up to the monster and be like, here's a rose. Can I make you a casserole? You like to taste my peach cobbler? Versus like, do you need help finding the exit? And that's the soul purpose Saturday, spirit, karma, life path, destiny. In order for us to live our spirit, karma, life path, destiny, we need to use our gifts to make the world a bigger, better place. But how do you find your gifts? You find your gifts by leveraging your talents. How do you find your talents? You go through the process of understanding and coming into awareness of your authentic self and true nature. Okay, so differently. When you use the gifts to make the world a bigger, better place, God bestows upon you blessings. Blessings are also covenants with the goddess. So it's a spiritual agreement and arrangement, having that gift, that ability, that blessing in and of itself. Okay, so that's the first thing. When these people become jealous of our gifts, they don't understand. You can't steal gifts, and if you steal gifts, they're not going to stay with you very long. I worked in finance. People who steal money and become millionaires or create investments or portfolios with them, that, you know what happens to that money? They're not my client in the next 5 years. On the half a year review, the 6 months review, or the annual review, they're not there. That wealth that they're creating, those assets, they're gone. And it might be something that they did or God did, but it happened. So this is the thing about these narcissists, these evil people, these backstabbers, is they're looking at us thinking that we're innocent, thinking that we're weak, thinking that we're naive, thinking that we're ignorant, thinking that we don't know anything, that we're pure. And all those things are true, but we're not stupid. We're not deaf. We're not dumb. We're not blind. And you see, the real pain, the real poison in these relationships is that these people get us to trust them. They get us to lower our defenses. They get us to give them ammunition. And then they get us to tell them how we're vulnerable and what will hurt us, what will harm us. And then they do said harm. That's called exploitation. And I am a big fan of some dumb shit. I mean, there's a lot of things that would make a person run to the hill screaming that I am perfectly fine with. However, I don't like lack of consent. Consent. A person wants to be treated dirty, maybe some rough, maybe some kinky, maybe some dirty, whatever. I don't want to hear about it, and I definitely don't want to know there wasn't any consent. And think about it, is a person going to consent to having their soul shit all over? To have their spirit defiled and be labored and bemoaned and be belittled? Is a person going to have their name stomped on? Dragged through the mud? Okay, so then this must be a really insidious toxic person, this whoever this malignant narcissist is, because if you know that a person's going to fight for their honor, why are you still going? Like, what kind of racket are you using to find your victims? What is this? I'm just shocked. This has been a couple of days. I'm just completely shocked. Like, what is this? Why is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What? Oh, hey. So this world is effed up right now. Okay. Yeah, it's true. Healing the divine masculine. Divine masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep security and holding. Even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life, your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger and able to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expansion. Initiation. This is the healing the divine masculine. Isis oracle cards. Initiation. When you're being initiated into the divine mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of profound challenge. New levels, new devils. You always get a temptation before you're about to get blessed. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the opportunity for growth that can transform any challenge into an experience of healing. With compassion and cleverness, you will not burn during your challenges. You shall thrive. This is true. If you go through and you face things, confront things head on, especially with courage, you'll never be defeated. Goddess of 10,000 names. I mean, a peer, a person who's close, a person that you let in, a friend of me can defeat you. If you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates that help you need is already within you, urging your growth from within. Goddess of 1,000 names. I'm hearing that song. If you want me, let me know. What's my money? What's my clothes? I don't even know if those are the lyrics, but see, a man that wants to dick down a female. I'm sorry, homie, but this is how it is. Women need affection and adoration. Unless you suck dick too, like they do, you're required as a man to give them affection and adoration, or you're not a man. Because that's the bare minimum. Because the masculine energy, as it does on a universal archetypal level, the masculine energy is always yielded to the feminine. It's the masculine that's returning to the feminine. It's not the feminine that's returning to the masculine. It's the masculine returning to the feminine. So if that is what's happening, imagine the feminine sitting there on a throne of receiving with divine powers attached to her. That's the precipice for your understanding. Without that foundation, you won't understand. That's the syllabus you need to read before you show up to class. Goddesses, especially, and women, especially divine women, they need affection, adoration. The rest will come with that. If they don't feel cherished, they're only going to feel desired. Desire lasts as long as a Mars transit. When Mars goes through all 12 signs and comes back around to where it was at the time that you met this person, there's going to be a shift, if not a break. Because lust only sustains temporarily. Love sustains eternally. God is love. So enter the chamber of healing. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectations or preconceived notions and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solutions for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Expect the miracle. Okay, so rising sun. A dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon you, one of hope, one of glory, one of light and triumph. It is won through boldness, courage, and persistence. You have been through so much, and now victory is upon you, beloved. For the divine soul of child, a new consciousness within you is born. So it's been an honor and pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This was a disconjointed Full Purpose Saturday. I don't mind it at all here. Okay, talk to you soon. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye. Take good care, everyone. Make good choices. Stay safe and healthy.